leaky and floppy and no good at all. The hose, the man they call Dan. To shine at football was his hero's plan. Highbury bound was he, destined for the Premiership glory. Oh Dan, the Arsenal fan. Now, at this point, I was meant to take over. But does anybody know the optician? But this great dream of Dan's went right down the pan, and he trained and dribbled in vain. I read that bit. So for one goal now to find people work, Arsenal Dan's an employment man. Sven once saw Dan.
5 years!
Sven once saw Dan, Wenger's Arsenal fan, on a programme he watched on TV. It was a hooligan's face, a man we should ban. No, just Dan, our cheerleader man. So now that you're wed, if you're lonely in bed, when your Arsenals are playing away, do toy with this boy. You're a lovely big substitute for Dan.
Oh yeah. What we up to? 16 minutes.
Another 11.
Can't say this speech took years, but I did do the job. Well, for those of you who don't know me, my name is John. I've been reminded me last night. I've known Daniel since we were 12 months old, and been best mates with him probably for as long as I can remember. Let's go to finish. And in time on the duty, it is my job tonight to give Daniel probably the most uncomfortable 15 minutes of his life. We're going to look forward to it. Remember, Adrienne, the most uncomfortable 10 minutes of your life coming up courtesy of Dan later tonight.
Battery's running out. Battery's running out. Battery's running out. You're joking. He's going to trust me.
Growing up together with Danny, and you know, growing up with someone, you do share some of the most defining and enjoyable moments of your life, and for me that is very special. Not least because it gives me a whole load of ammunition with which to assassinate and make today for the speech. My earliest memory of Danny probably goes back to primary school, where we sort of first started out together. And it was actually one of our first joint visits to the headmistress's office, where we had to explain the carnage at the school pond. And Danny calmly explained to her that the rocks were simply intended to splash and not mutilate every single fish in the pond. You remember that still? Unfortunately, this time together at school was cut prematurely short because at secondary school we went our separate ways. But perhaps I didn't miss out as much as I thought, because it was at this stage in Danny's life that he took quite a liberal approach to school attendance.
You didn't go then. Got to school.
But to be fair, actually, that didn't stop Danny from fulfilling his strong academic potential that we all knew he had. Danny actually managed to successfully leave school with an E in PE. An E in PE. When I can see Danny's boss looking at him, and his CV doesn't read like but this successful this important qualification, along with Dan's integrity, diligence, and a charitable spirit, saw him make the best possible start in life, and he secured his first job as an estate agent. But despite fulfilling the dreams of many would-be homeowners, it wasn't the life for Dan. This sort of rather cold, ruthless nature of the job didn't really sort of give him the heartwarming feeling that he wanted. So he decided that a change of career was needed. So, armed with more coffee winding slang than the Pearly Queen, he established himself as a Derek Trotter of IT recruitment. True to form, as I was supposed to come to Danny's work colleagues, he's had quite a few of them actually. One of them described it as his unique entrepreneurial approach to consultancy has seen him work for a great many companies. And indeed so, he can proudly sit here today boasting that he's worked his way through more bosses than the Sopranos. But beneath this facade of the hard-nosed salesman, there's actually there's a soft, romantic side to Daniel Jones. To start really getting a feel for this, we have to cast our minds back to the tender age of 16, when Danny met the first two great loves of his life, who are still very close to him today. Adrienne, his beautiful wife, who I've always expressed affection for. And there was a young Belgian temptress called Stella. Who again still remains very close to him today. You might see that later tonight. This seductive, bubbly young she-devil seduced Danny into many an unplanned night out. And she's had quite a dramatic effect on him in probably two ways. One is he has a very, very bad loss of time. And the other is he completely loses all sense of direction. Now, sense of direction, what do I mean by this? And rather than sort of waffle on, I think the best way to do it is just to sort of give you an example. One evening after having gone out with Stella on an unplanned night with me, he arrived home 6 hours behind standard Adrienne time. Unfortunately, his sense of direction was so badly gone that Adrienne woke him trying to urinate in the bedroom cupboard. Adrienne, who'd been going out down for a few years and become well trained, managed to wake up and avoid a hefty dry cleaning bill. But as she thought, she got him back to bed, she thought that was all going to be fine. But when Stella's got a hold on someone, she was a wicked way. He woke up again, and Adrienne, again, well trained, woke up to follow him out the front door of the flat to the communal staircase, where I can only describe it, she saw a vision of biblical proportions. With his trousers and pants around his ankles, standing at the top of the communal staircase, all I can describe as creating a golden waterfall. Actually, it's sad to say, I've been well informed that the latest toilet incident only occurred 2 weeks ago with Danny. It's an easy mistake to make, was to the bath of the toilet. But,
Same colour, mate.
You stay there.
but it's fair to say, after Danny has been a bit of a lad at the moment, he's also a bit of a modern man in touch with emotions. And this became really apparent to me, not only, well, it was one very, very important morning, when he was a little bit nervous, and he looked at me with tears in his eyes, and he said, "John, I actually think this is going to be the most special day of my life." And if the first night on the stack weekend at Magnus was anything to go by, the second back to England, he realised that he'd broken his wrist and he slumped it basically dead in the urinal and some dodgy car. He'd broken his grip, which is why he was crying, but there you go. Right, where am I? After years of misbehaving with Stella, it's perhaps no surprise that Danny has evolved from a very fit, slim, athletic young man that I once knew to see before us today. Now, it'd be easy for his make is for me to talk about some of the laddish nicknames like Fat Baldy Slaphead. That would be too easy. His close friends are a little bit deeper than that. And so we actually liken him to a character called Chief Wiggum. Now, I'm conscious that not all of you are going to be familiar with Chief Wiggum because he's a character in The Simpsons. So Steve's going to kindly just give you a bit of a... He's going to spend the next few minutes describing this. I want you to be able to relate to this. I'm just going to show you who Chief Wiggum is. Right,
No, you're fine,
now, apart from the obvious physical similarities, and the fact that you never see either one of them without a fast food snack in their hands, there's actually a slightly deeper side to it, because Chief Wiggum has got some very, very specific character traits, which actually Danny mirrors identically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through some of those character traits, and in doing so, rather than some laddish stories, I've turned to Daniel's nearest and dearest, because I think you get a real honesty about who someone is, and also gives you real insight into what living under the same roof as Danny is like. So, what do we know about the Chief? Well, he's stubborn, he's mischievous, he's got some very bad habits, he's greedy, but above all of that, no matter all his faults, he's lovable, and you can't help but love him. So, now we're going to go into some of the examples on that. Stubborn. Well, Adrienne gave me a really good story the other day, actually, when he went down to Devon with Sue, John, and family, and they were going to go out. It was a sodden day, a little bit rainy, and they were going to go out for a walk. And I don't understand this, but Danny, for some reason, absolutely refused to wear John's wellies. By his best advice, he went out with his trainers, and within about 5 minutes, he probably stepped in a cow patch, and trying to retrieve his foot, he left his trainer in the cow. As Adrienne said, he drew a strop and hopped off. Now,
they know that I know Gary, they'd be like, oh, what did you ask Gary? You know, he's fucking interesting. So he's sort of alienated it for me as well, a bit, you know what I mean? So I want to know.
Can you see a bright red tree? Bright yellow one, sorry. A bright green one.
What?
What's that?